The spilled breast milk won't come out of the nursing chair's fabric. I've scrubbed until my fingers are raw, but that sickly sweet smell lingers, mixing with the sharp ozone tang from the new crib's electronics. Stephen insisted on this smart bassinet, the latest innovation from his family's tech empire. It hums constantly, a low drone that sets my teeth on edge. "Jordan," Stephen's voice floats up from downstairs. "Mother's here. Come down and say hello." I press my palms against my eyes until I see stars. Nancy's visits always leave me feeling dissected, examined for flaws. But I force myself to stand, smoothing my unwashed hair and tugging my cardigan closed over milk-stained pyjamas. There in the kitchen, Nancy perched at the island in her usual crisp blazer, not a silver hair out of place. "Darling," she says, air-kissing my cheek, "you look tired. Have you been taking those supplements I recommended?" "I'm fine," I say, though fine feels like a foreign concept these days. The empty nursery upstairs pulls at me like gravity. Stephen touches my shoulder. Mother brought the new sleep-tracking module for the crib. Latest prototype. We're lucky to test it before release. "Lucky?" I echo. The word tastes bitter. Nancy's perfectly lined eyes narrow slightly. "Stephen tells me you've been struggling with the transition. It's perfectly normal to feel overwhelmed, dear. But you need to embrace the support systems we're offering." Support systems. Like the army of nannies they tried forcing on me. The meditation apps, the mood stabilizers, everything but actually listening when I try to talk about the loss, the grief, the crushing weight of it all. "The crib's ready for initialization," Stephen says, already heading upstairs. I follow them into the nursery, where the revolutionary smart bassinet dominates the space. All sleek curves and medical-grade plastic, bathed in pulsing blue light that makes my skin crawl. Nancy taps efficiently at the control panel. We've incorporated breakthrough AI for sleep assistance, responsive white noise, temperature regulation, movement patterns calibrated to infant breathing. She trails off as the system boots up. The blue glow intensifies, casting alien shadows across the empty room. My pulse quickens. Something about that specific shade triggers a memory I can't quite grasp. Like déjà vu, but sharper. "Let's test the audio interface," Nancy says. She presses another button, and a soft lullaby fills the room. The voice is gentle, melodic, and achingly familiar. I grab the edge of the changing table, suddenly dizzy. That's Sarah's voice." "What?" Stephen frowns. "My Aunt Sarah, that's her voice singing." The same voice that used to sing me to sleep after my parents died, before she disappeared 5 years ago. Nancy's perfectly composed face shows the briefest flicker of something. "Don't be ridiculous, dear. It's a proprietary AI-generated voice developed specifically for infant sleep optimization." "No." The certainty burns in my chest. "I'd know her voice anywhere. How did you get it? Where did you—" "Jordan." Stephen's using his careful tone, the one reserved for what he considers my episodes. "You're upset, I understand. But you're not thinking clearly." "I am thinking clearly," my voice rises. "That's Sarah's voice. She was a programmer. She worked in AI before she vanished. Did your company—" "That's enough." Nancy's voice cuts like steel. "Stephen, I'm concerned. Perhaps we should discuss adjusting Jordan's medication again." They exchange meaningful looks over my head, the way they always do. Crazy Jordan, unstable Jordan, grieving Jordan who can't be trusted with her own perceptions. But I know what I heard. And for the first time since the loss, since drowning in this fog of grief and pills and gaslighting, my mind feels razor sharp. The lullaby continues, Sarah's voice floating through the room like a ghost, like a message, like a clue they never meant for me to find. I force my breathing to steady, let my shoulders slump in apparent defeat. "You're right," I whisper. I'm sorry, I'm just tired. Nancy pats my arm condescendingly, but I barely feel it. I'm already planning, calculating, remembering everything Sarah taught me about code and encryption and hidden messages. They think I'm broken. They have no idea how wrong they are. The crib's blue glow pulses through the darkness like a heartbeat. 3 a.m. and sleep feels impossible. It always does lately. I sit cross-legged on the floor, staring at the empty bassinet while my laptop whirs beside me. 5 years of Sarah's digital footprint spread across my screen, emails, photos, conference presentations, all ending abruptly in March 2019. The crib chirps, its nightly calibration sequence. I've memorized the pattern. 3 soft beeps, a whir of internal fans, then silence. Except tonight, it doesn't go silent. A melody emerges, soft at first, then clearer. The same lullaby from earlier, but different somehow. More raw, more real. Little bird in morning light, spread your wings so pure and bright. My hands start shaking. It's not just Sarah's voice. It's a specific recording. A private moment I thought was lost forever. Sarah singing to me the night after my high school graduation, when anxiety about college had me sleepless and terrified. Through the clouds and past the trees, carry hope upon the breeze. I scramble for my phone, desperate to record it. The voice shifts, glitching slightly, digital artifacts breaking through the melody, like something fighting to break free of algorithmic constraints. "Stephen!" I call out, not caring if I wake him. "Stephen, please!" He appears in the doorway, squinting and rumpled. "What's wrong?" "Listen!" But the song is already fading, dissolving into mechanical white noise. It was her again, Sarah's voice, not just similar this time, an actual recording. She used to sing this to me, only me. "Jordan," he runs a hand over his face. "We talked about this. It's an AI-generated voice. Your mind is making connections that aren't there." "No," I grab his arm. "I know what I heard. Sarah disappeared right after meeting with your mother about some project. Don't you think that's strange? And now her voice—" "Stop." His tone hardens. "You're working yourself up again. This isn't healthy." I'm not. He's already heading to the bathroom, returning with a familiar orange pill bottle. "Here, take one." "I don't need—" "Take it." His voice is gentle, but brooks no argument, the same tone he used when the doctors suggested rest and medication after the loss, when his mother recommended supervised care. I take the pill, let him watch me swallow it. The chalky bitterness floods my mouth, followed by an artificial sweetness that never quite masks the medicinal core. A chemical lullaby of its own. "There," he strokes my hair. "Better?" I nod, letting my eyes go slightly unfocused. Playing the role they expect. Docile, medicated Jordan. But my mind stays sharp behind the mask. "Try to sleep," he says. "Mother's coming tomorrow to check the crib's programming. We can discuss any concerns then." After he leaves, I wait until his footsteps fade down the hall. Then I lean over the toilet, pressing 2 fingers to the back of my throat. The pill comes up easily. Practice makes perfect. I flush away their control, their convenient narrative about my instability. Back in the nursery, I start typing. Sarah taught me to code when I was younger, showed me how to look beneath surfaces, find hidden patterns. The crib's interface is locked down tight, but every system has its weaknesses. The blue light bathes my fingers as they move across the keyboard. It reminds me of late nights with Sarah, hunting bugs in her programs, learning to think in loops and conditionals. "Code doesn't lie," she always said. "People lie. Machines just execute what they're told. Something in this machine knows what happened to her. And I'm done swallowing lies, chemical or otherwise." I pull up the crib's base code, looking for anomalies. Somewhere in these strings of numbers and commands, Sarah left me a message. She knew I'd recognize her voice, knew I'd look deeper. They think they've buried her story under patents and NDAs and convenient diagnoses. But I'm going to dig it up, line by line, bite by bite. Let them call me crazy. Code doesn't lie. The exam room's fluorescent lights make everything look sickly, artificial, like being trapped inside one of Nancy's precious tech displays. I focus on the scratchy paper beneath my legs, the way it crinkles with each small movement. Documenting details keeps me present, keeps me sharp. And the auditory hallucinations? Dr. Roberts asks, not looking up from her tablet. Are they continuing? Nancy's perfume wafts between us, roses and chemical undertones, suffocating. She insisted on sitting in, of course, monitoring. Always monitoring. No, I lie smoothly. The new medication helps. I've gotten good at this. The slight tremor in my voice, the downcast eyes. They expect fragility, so I give it to them. Excellent. Dr. Roberts taps her screen. And you're taking them regularly? Nancy shifts in her chair. I've been supervising her medication schedule personally. You've been trying to, I think, remembering the pills hidden beneath my tongue, spit into tissues, flushed away when no one's watching. But I just nod, pulling the thin hospital blanket tighter around my shoulders. Jordan? Stephen pokes his head in. Sorry I'm late. Traffic? He kisses my temple, then his mother's cheek. The gesture feels choreographed, like everything else in this sterile room. Perfect timing, Dr. Roberts says. We were just discussing Jordan's progress. I'm recommending we continue the current treatment plan with weekly check-ins. I watch Stephen punch in the door code as we leave. V479. Another piece of data stored away. In the elevator, I catch fragments of their whispered conversation. Monitoring systems. Remote access. For her own good, the hospital corridor stretches endlessly, all beige walls and squeaking linoleum. A nurse passes, keycard swinging, 7 digits visible, starting with 891. I file that away too. Lunch, Stephen suggests. That new place Mother recommended? Actually, I say, swaying slightly, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. Could we go home? Nancy's hand finds my shoulder, perfectly manicured nails pressing through my sweater. Of course, dear, you need your rest. I'll have some more supplements sent over. In the car, I lean against the window, letting them think I'm drowsy. Stephen's voice floats from the front seat. Concerned about the crib fixation? We'll handle it, Nancy replies. The new protocols are almost ready. Remote monitoring, adjusted settings. I close my eyes, but my mind races. Last night, I found something in the crib's code. A subroutine buried deep, tagged with what looked like Sarah's old signature style. But my access was cut off before I could dig deeper. Now I know why. At home, they tuck me into bed like a child. The blankets here are soft, expensive, but they feel just as constraining as the hospital's. Rest, Stephen says, kissing my forehead. I'll check on you later. I wait until their footsteps fade. Through the cracked door, their voices drift up from the kitchen. Need to limit her computer access. Might need inpatient care if... can't risk her discovering. I slip out of bed, padding silently to my laptop. My fingers fly across the keys, pulling up everything I've gathered. Door codes, security protocols, snippets of overheard conversations. A digital breadcrumb trail leading to whatever they're hiding. The crib hums in the corner, its blue light steady now. Watching, always watching. But they forgot who taught me to speak machine language, to find hidden paths through code. Sarah's voice haunts me, not from the crib this time, but from memory. Systems have patterns, Jordan. People, computers, corporations, they all leave traces. You just have to know where to look. I open a new document, start mapping connections. Nancy's tech empire, Sarah's disappearance, the stolen lullaby hiding in artificial circuits. Let them think I'm sedated, supervised, secure in their web of doctors and diagnoses. Let them whisper about protocols and monitoring systems. I'm building my own system, line by line, and when it's ready, their carefully constructed reality will crash like badly written code. Sarah taught me that too. Sometimes you have to break things to fix them. Rain drums against the window pane, a steady rhythm that almost, but not quite, masks the crib's mechanical swaying. The house creaks with midnight silence. Stephen's away at a conference, Nancy's monitoring system temporarily offline for routine maintenance. Just me and the ghost in the machine. I position my phone carefully, audio software ready. The crib's blue glow feels different tonight, less invasive, more like Sarah's old desk lamp during our late-night coding sessions. "Come on," I whisper, "talk to me." As if responding, the crib's speaker crackles to life. The lullaby starts and I hold my breath, focusing on each nuance of Sarah's digitized voice. There, that slight catch between verses, the way she always cleared her throat without realizing, and the rasp on certain syllables, especially light and bright. Imperfections no AI would replicate without specific programming. "Little bird in morning light." My fingers tremble as I adjust the recording levels. The rain intensifies, matching my pulse. I think of Sarah hunched over her keyboard, showing me how sound waves could hide messages. "Audio steganography," she called it, "hidden data in plain hearing." The lullaby continues, but something's different. The glitches are more pronounced, clustering around specific phrases. Not random corruption. Patterns. I plug my laptop into the crib's diagnostic port, praying Nancy's surveillance is truly offline. The decryption software Sarah gave me years ago still sits in a hidden folder, disguised as old homework files. It feels like archaeology, digging through digital layers of my past. "Processing audio signature," the program announces. Lines of code scroll past, searching for Sarah's distinctive markers. She taught me her encryption methods during summer breaks, making games out of cryptography. "Always have a backup plan," she'd say. "Always leave yourself a way out." The software catches something. A waveform appears, pulsing in time with the lullaby. But when I isolate specific frequencies, text emerges. "E. Jordan, if you're seeing this, they're lying. Check Project Nightingale, basement servers, 47.5, 18.3. My hands shake so badly I almost drop the phone. Sarah knew. She knew they'd take her work, knew I'd recognize her voice. This message has been waiting for me, hidden in plain sound. The rain sounds like static now, like corrupted data. I check the IP address again, 47.5, 18.3. It has to point to something in Nancy's corporate network. Sarah would have made sure I could access it. A floorboard creaks downstairs. I freeze, heart pounding. But it's just the house settling, empty except for my racing thoughts and Sarah's digital ghost. The lullaby fades, leaving behind an echo of purpose. I start typing, following Sarah's old protocols. Her software still remembers her patterns, still knows how to peel back layers of corporate security. Project Nightingale. The name pulses in my mind like the crib's blue light. What did they steal from you, Sarah? What made you dangerous enough to erase? I pull up everything I can find about Nancy's company's server architecture. Basement level, climate-controlled biometric security. Getting in won't be easy, but I've been gathering pieces. Door codes, security rotations, system vulnerabilities, collecting them like breadcrumbs while they thought I was just another broken bird in their gilded cage. The rain eases to a whisper. Dawn isn't far off. Soon the house will wake up and I'll put my mask back on. Docile, medicated, healing. But now I have direction. Purpose. I save the audio file, encrypt it with Sarah's old algorithm. Then I start mapping the building's basement level, remembering every detail from my supervised visits to Nancy's office. "I hear you," I whisper to the silent crib. "I'm coming." The blue light pulses once, like a response. Or maybe that's just my imagination, the part of me they're so worried about, the part that refuses to swallow their version of reality. But Sarah's message is real. The IP address is real. And soon they'll learn what happens when you underestimate the crazy woman in the attic. The rain picks up again, washing away all sound except my typing. Somewhere in Nancy's basement servers, truth waits like encrypted music. I just have to be brave enough to play it. The Mann Foundation lobby gleams with self-conscious modernity, all glass and brushed steel, like a temple to technology. My heels click against polished concrete as I approach the security desk, channeling Nancy's imperial confidence. "Jordan man for Jonah in R&D, I announce, flashing Stephen's backup keycard. The guard barely glances up before waving me through. Amazing what the right last name can get you. I find Jonah in his lab, surrounded by dismantled cribs and tangles of wiring. The fluorescent lights cast harsh shadows under his eyes, highlighting the raw patches where he's been picking at his cuticles. "Mrs. Mann," he startles, nearly knocking over his coffee. "I wasn't expecting. Does Nancy know you're here?" "Of course." The lie flows smooth as honey. "I'm here about the voice synthesis system." His fingers twitch toward his thumb, finding loose skin to worry. The lullaby program? Everything's functioning within parameters." "Stop." I perch on his desk, letting my shadow fall across his keyboard. "We both know that's not true. The voice isn't synthesized, it's sampled, stolen." Coffee fumes and hot electronics fill the air. A nearby server fan kicks into high gear like a mechanical gasp. "I don't—" He swallows hard. "That's proprietary information." "Sarah Olson." I watch the name hit him like a physical blow. She was my aunt, and that's her voice in every single unit you're shipping. His hands shake as he reaches for his coffee, missing the cup entirely. "You can't. We're not supposed to." "Tell me how they did it." I lean closer, dropping my voice. "Nancy's watching me, Jonah, medicating me, calling me unstable because I recognize Sarah's voice. Help me understand why." "Please," he glances at the door. "They'll know we talked." "They'll know anyway." I gesture at the security cameras. "But I can tell them you refuse to help, or you can do the right thing." "Finally." Jonah slumps, defeat written in every line of his body. "It was supposed to be a collaboration," he whispers. "Sarah developed the core algorithm, voice synthesis better than anything on the market. Nancy offered to fund it, but Sarah wanted to keep control, so they took it anyway." He nods miserably. "They had her whole voice library, years of recordings, all her research. When she threatened to go public..." His voice cracks. "What did they do to her?" "I don't know, I swear." His fingers find another loose bit of skin, tearing until it bleeds. "She just disappeared. They said she had a breakdown, went abroad, but her code was still there, in the system. Nancy had us build the whole platform around it." The overhead lights buzz, a sound like trapped insects. "Project Nightingale," I say, watching his reaction. His face goes pale. "How did you?" "I need server access." I cut him off. "The basement level. Impossible. The security is designed by people, built by people." I lean in close enough to smell his burnt coffee breath. "People like you, Jonah. People who know this is wrong." He stares at his bleeding cuticles. "They'll trace it back to me." "Only if they know where to look." I pull out a USB drive, clean, untraceable. I just need 5 minutes in the system. After that, whatever happens is on me. The fan whirs louder, matching the rhythm of his anxious breathing. Finally, he takes the drive with trembling fingers. "Third cabinet from the left," he mutters, typing rapidly. Port 47, the access window closes in 10 minutes. He presses the drive back into my hand, now loaded with authentication codes. I never saw you. Thank you. I stand to leave, then pause. Why did you stay? After what they did to her. He laughs hollowly. Where else could I go? They own everything I've ever built. His eyes meet mine for the first time. Make it count. I slip the drive into my pocket, its edges sharp against my hip. In the hallway, Nancy's voice carries from around the corner. I duck into a stairwell, heart pounding. The basement servers wait below, humming their electric secrets. Sarah's real legacy, hidden beneath corporate theft and carefully constructed lies. Time to make it count. The USB drive pulses with stolen data, a digital heartbeat against my laptop's side. I've barricaded myself in the nursery, desk pushed against the door. An old jam stain from breakfast marks the wood, strawberry red against white paint, refusing to blend into Nancy's perfect aesthetic. My fingers fly across the keyboard, following Sarah's digital breadcrumbs through Project Nightingale's architecture. Each layer I decrypt reveals another piece of the nightmare. Email threads from 5 years ago scroll past, concerns about ethical implications. Voice synthesis patents clearly state. Final warning regarding disclosure. Sarah's responses grow increasingly desperate. Cannot proceed without consent. Threatening legal action. Going public with evidence. Then nothing. Radio silence after March 15th, 2019, the day she vanished. The crib hums in the corner, its blue light steady now, watching me unravel its origins, piece by blood-soaked piece. A document catches my eye, legal letterhead, marked confidential. My hands shake as I open it. A cease and desist order demanding Sarah surrender all rights to her voice synthesis algorithm. Nancy's signature at the bottom, elegant and cruel. Sarah's final email draft, never sent. You can't erase me. The truth is encoded in every line of my work. Someone will find it. Someone will understand. She knew. She knew they were coming for her, knew she needed to leave proof. The jam stain catches my eye again. I run my finger through it, feeling its tacky resistance. Life is messy. Code is clean. Nancy tried to sanitize everything. My grief, Sarah's voice, the truth itself. But some stains don't wash away. More files emerge, financial records showing massive payments to offshore accounts, medical reports declaring Sarah unstable, unfit to control her own work, a carefully constructed paper trail painting her as brilliant but dangerous, creative but unreliable. The same brush they're using to paint me now. My phone buzzes. Stephen. Where are you? Mother's worried. I ignore it, diving deeper into the server files. There, a video file dated the day before Sarah disappeared. Security footage from Nancy's office. You're making this harder than necessary. Nancy's voice cold as winter. Sign the papers, take the money, or we'll be forced to pursue alternative measures. Sarah's response is quiet but steel-edged. You can't steal someone's voice. We already have. Nancy's smile could cut glass. The question is whether you'll profit from it or the footage ends, but the threat lingers, clear as a bell note. I lean back, feeling the sticky desk under my palms. They didn't just steal Sarah's work. They stole her identity, her agency, her very voice. Then they packaged it in plastic and chrome, sold it to parents as technological comfort. The irony burns. They used her voice to sing lullabies while silencing her forever. My laptop pings, another file decrypting. This one's different, hidden deeper than the others. A video message encoded in Sarah's personal cipher. Her face fills my screen, tired but determined. Jordan, if you're watching this, I failed to stop them, but I left you everything you need. Proof of theft, corporate espionage, illegal surveillance. Nancy thinks she can bury the truth in bureaucracy and legal threats. But the truth doesn't stay buried. It sings. Tears blur my vision, but I keep typing. The courts won't help. Nancy has too many judges in her pocket. But the court of public opinion, that's another story. I start compiling emails, contracts, video footage, Sarah's original patents, the medical reports they used to discredit her, everything. Stephen texts again. Coming home early, we need to talk. Let them come. Let them try to explain this away, medicate it into silence. I'm done playing their game. I package the files, encrypt them with Sarah's algorithm, one copy to every major tech journalist, one to every competitor, one to every parenting blog that praised the crib's revolutionary technology. The truth doesn't stay buried. It sings. My finger traces the jam stain one last time. Some messes can't be cleaned away, some shouldn't be. Time to make Nancy's perfect world a little messier. My finger hovers over the enter key, trembling with exhaustion and purpose. One press, and there's no going back. Sarah's voice, her real voice, her stolen voice, will echo across every tech blog and news site from here to Silicon Valley. I hit send. For a moment, nothing happens. Just the crib's steady hum and my ragged breathing. Then my phone erupts, notifications cascading like digital dominoes. Alana Fletcher, tech journalist. Holy shit, call me now. TechCrunch. Seeking comment on Man Foundation allegations. The Verge. Urgent. Voice synthesis scandal. The sky outside bleeds purple into grey, dawn creeping up like a bruise. My reflection in the window matches it. Dark circles, tear-tracked cheeks, eyes bright with vindication. "Jordan!" Nancy's voice sharp as breaking glass. "Open this door immediately!" I turn up the volume on my laptop, letting Sarah's original recording fill the room. Her voice, pure and unaltered, singing about little birds and morning light. "I know you're in there." The door rattles. "Do you have any idea what you've done?" I know exactly what I've done. My voice is steady, surprising me. I found the truth you tried to bury. Stephen joins her, his tone carefully measured. "Honey, please, let's talk about this rationally." "Rationale?" I laugh. "Like declaring Sarah unstable when she wouldn't surrender her work, like medicating me because I recognized her voice." My phone keeps buzzing. Twitter is exploding. Stradak Man Foundation scandal trending. The first news alerts pop up. Tech giant accused of voice theft. AI lullaby built on stolen identity. This is a serious mistake. Nancy's voice drops lower, dangerous. One that could have severe consequences for your mental health treatment. "You mean my forced compliance?" I start forwarding backup copies of everything. Sarah's emails, the security footage, the threats. I've sent it all to my lawyer and my doctor, the real one, not your hand-picked psychiatrist. A sharp crack. They're trying to break down the door. But it doesn't matter now. The truth is out there, multiplying across servers and screens, impossible to contain. "You're destroying everything we built." Nancy's composure finally shatters. "All our work, our reputation." "You destroyed Sarah." The words tear from my throat. "You stole her voice, her work, her life. Then you tried to do the same to me." My laptop speakers fill the room with Sarah's voice again. Not the lullaby this time, but her final message. The truth doesn't stay buried. It sings. The door splinters. I stand, facing them with my phone still buzzing in my hand. Nancy looks savage, Stephen lost. Behind them, I glimpse security guards, medical personnel. "It's too late," I tell them quietly. "Everyone knows. About Sarah, about the theft, about everything." "You need help," Stephen starts, reaching for me. I step back. "No, I needed truth. Sarah needed justice. The parents buying your cribs needed to know they were paying for stolen dreams." Nancy's phone rings. Probably her PR team with damage control. But there's no controlling this. Sarah's voice is everywhere now, her story spreading like digital wildfire. You can't medicate this away, I say. You can't disappear me like you did her. The whole world is watching now. More phones ring. The security guards shift uncomfortably. Someone in the hallway whispers about reporters gathering outside. The crib's blue light pulses one last time, then goes dark. The company's servers must be shutting down, damage control in full swing. But it's too late. Sarah's truth is free, singing across the internet in ones and zeros, in headlines and hashtags, in voice recordings that can never be silenced again. Dawn breaks fully, painting the room in shades of justice. My phone keeps buzzing with messages from journalists, lawyers, tech whistleblowers. Each notification is a small victory, a piece of Sarah returning to the world. They can come for me now. They can try to discredit me, medicate me, erase me, but they can't stop what's already in motion. The truth is singing, and everyone can hear it. The front door feels heavier than usual, or maybe that's just the weight of everything that's happened. I push it open, letting the morning air wash over me, sharp and clean after the rain, carrying hints of wet pavement and car exhaust. No more sterile nursery air, no more artificial perfection. Camera flashes explode beyond the gates. Journalists press against the bars like hungry animals, microphones thrust forward. Their shouted questions blur together into white noise. Mrs. Mann, about the allegations. Did you know from the beginning? Where is Sarah Olsen? Stephen appears beside me, his carefully constructed world crumbling in real time. Jordan, please, come back inside. We can still control this narrative. I turn to him, really looking at the man I married. His expensive shirt is wrinkled, hair dishevelled, the first cracks in his polished veneer. There's no controlling truth, Stephen. That was always your mother's mistake. As if summoned, Nancy emerges from her sleek town car, fighting through the press crowd. Her face is a mask of barely contained fury. A reporter shoves a microphone at her. Mrs. Mann comments on the allegations of intellectual property theft. No comment. She tries to push past, but more questions follow. What about Sarah Olsen's disappearance? Did you authorize illegal surveillance? How many other technologies were stolen? I watch her composure fracture, each question hitting like a hammer stroke. The great Nancy Mann, brought low by the very voice she tried to steal. My phone buzzes. Alana Fletcher. Stories running in 10. You ready? I text back one word. Yes. Stephen grabs my arm. Think about what you're doing. To the company. To our family. Family? I pull away. You helped drug and gaslight me. You watched your mother erase my aunt. That's not family. That's conspiracy. More cameras appear. The morning sun catches their lenses, creating a wall of artificial stars. Nancy's lawyer pushes through the crowd, tablet in hand, already talking damage control. But there's no controlling this damage. Sarah's voice, her real voice, her stolen voice, plays from a reporter's phone. You can't steal someone's voice. The recording I released that final confrontation in Nancy's office. Nancy's mask slips completely. You ungrateful little... Save it! I step forward, letting the cameras catch every word. Save your threats and your diagnoses and your carefully constructed lies. The world knows who you are now. Police cars appear at the end of the drive, lights flashing. Not here for me, here for them. Corporate fraud, conspiracy, maybe worse, once they find Sarah. Stephen makes one last attempt. Jordan, please, whatever they're paying you to do this, nobody's paying me. My voice carries across the lawn, clear as Sarah's lullaby. This is about justice, about truth, about every voice you tried to silence. The headlines are spreading faster than Nancy's PR team can contain them. My phone shows notifications from every major tech site. Man foundation built on stolen AI. Voice synthesis empire crumbles. Tech dynasty's house of cards. The morning air feels sharper now, carrying the metallic tang of approaching rain. Or maybe that's just the taste of justice, raw and unfiltered. Nancy's lawyer whispers urgently in her ear. Her face goes pale as marble. Whatever he's saying, it's not good news. Stephen looks lost, a little boy watching his mother's kingdom crumble. I think of the nursery upstairs, empty but free of lies, of Sarah's voice finally singing its own truth, of all the careful walls they built to contain me, now shattered by the very technology they stole. The police move forward. Nancy's lawyer steps back. The cameras keep rolling, capturing every moment of their carefully constructed world falling apart. I breathe in deep, petrichor and justice, car exhaust and consequence. No more artificial perfume, no more sterile rooms, no more manufactured reality. "Jordan!" a reporter calls out. "What happens now?" I look at Nancy, at Stephen, at the ruins of their empire. Then I face the cameras, letting them see every unmedicated, unsanitized truth in my eyes. Now, I smile. Now we let the truth sing.